everybody. Welcome to Crowdsurfing. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Joey Evans.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia, the water slosher.
What?
All right. Is that a new class in D&D?
Yeah.
Yep.
The water
You'll find out this
It's mostly a
afternoon
support-
at 1 o'clock.
It's a support class. That's
You mean tomorrow?
you
Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Today at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, then we got
Already
some,
passed.
We said
explaining to do.
You've missed a bunch.
1 a.m. Let's just move on.
All right, anyway, this is a show where we talk about many Kickstarter projects. And I'll say this again. We talk about Kickstarter and Backerkit and GameFound projects that are ending in the next week or so. We wait till the last week or so to do it. And occasionally we miss projects because whatever.
Oops.
I mean, they're not... It just is that way. Sometimes we miss projects. And sometimes we completely ignore them on purpose. Although not normally. Well, I mean, I skip hundreds of projects.
Why?
There are many, because
He doesn't like them.
we already are told that we're negative enough.
Yeah, can you imagine if we looked at every project?
Yeah.
People are like, you have no positive bones in your body.
Yeah, it is true.
Right.
And actually, that would actually make these negative ones we get to, we'd be like, it's not so bad.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes.
It looks better than
We do have to
normal.
pre-filter some of them.
Just lower the floor. That's what we gotta do.
Alrighty, well, we are sponsored by Backerkit. We take a look at a project. You want to take a look at one that's worth a whole lot of money? Here
do.
we go.
Okay, folks, we're here talking again about Words of Radiance Leatherbound by Brandon Sanderson. This is the biggest first day project ever. Blew past all of its goals here on Backerkit. It's turning out to be one of the biggest crowdfunded projects in history. Of course, number one is also from Brandon Sanderson. But it is a new leather-bound book here. Now, you'll notice that there's some secret project books that Brandon Sanderson just writes like a maniac here. They're going to be announcing one this coming Friday. Telling you what the name of the book is and what's going on with it, so come back for that. They have daily trivia that you can get involved with here, and there's all sorts of things. Now, this big tier here is signed out right now, but you can get all kinds of different tiers here, getting these books. If you've never read these books, they are the best books I have. They're my favorite book series of all time. There's all kinds of things. They're going to be adding more plushies as time goes by. And it's just done really, really well, this project, and for good reason, because the last time Dragonsteel delivered, they did a fantastic job. And you 75,000 backers with 9 days left. So you definitely want to get involved with this if you want this beautiful book. Check it out on Backerkit right now.
All right.
Brandon Sanderson is a writing machine.
He really
Okay.
is. But are any of those Choose Your Own Adventure? Because those are the books I buy.
He's got to be like one of
What are
the...
you, like 12?
He's got to be one of the wealthiest... wealthiest authors in the world at
I'll
this
go on your
point.
adventure.
I assume he
survive.
is one of the wealthiest writers in the world, yeah.
Yeah, but after taxes.
Just saying, that man can really knock him out. He's like, I wrote a book. Also, while I was writing that book,
I wrote another book.
I wrote a secret book, secret from myself, it seems. You think when he's got like multiple personalities, he'll write a book and then discover and be like, I don't remember
He
writing
takes some sort of drug that at night, it's like his alternate personality. It types for him.
Wow.
Yeah, Moon Knight, yeah, like that.
Moonlight.
Spoiler.
Moonlight. We claim it right now, DC.
All right, that's mine.
Because you know DC would do
I want that
that.
Sanderson money.
All right. Let's take a look at some projects. We'll start with Schutztruppe. Is that how you say it?
Let's say yes.
Sure, yeah.
This is from Compass Games, who makes war games mostly. Complexity here is medium, which means it is complex.
Complicated,
3
yeah.
to 4 hours.
This is also weirdly a very short page. Is this the one that's really short?
Yeah.
They
It
didn't
is.
go into a whole lot. They're like, here's what it looks like. Here's some counters.
I definitely felt like this page was like, if you know, you know.
I know.
Like, I was like, guys, calm down. You're either back in this or you're not, and you know who you are. Like,
When we get to the risks and challenges, I'm like, already?
yeah.
That's
the same
it?
thing. I was like,
Yeah, if you know is absolutely what this one feels like.
Yep. By the
Not
time you
a
get
ton
down,
of backers, but again, these are the backers who are going to play it, right?
Right.
they
So,
know.
there you go. Defender attacked the German colony in a 2-player operational game. That's not a terrible cover compared to some of the things.
I tend to like the
I like
stuff
that.
that Compass Game. I like the look of their stuff. I haven't played their games. I'm not a war gamer.
You will be playing this one live.
but I will be playing this one live
During the marathon.
during the marathon. So
You and Camille. We'll come back
What?
and see who's
That's a 2
How
a.m.
did I get? What? Why?
you're
Huh?
closest to Z
What?
in the seating order.
What?
So
Yeah. Huh. See how that worked out?
Remember when you wanted
work.
to sit here?
didn't work out.
Sweet
Didn't work out.
all right. Upshot, girls. Upshot.
What?
It's not uptown, girls. Upshot. Upshot, a disc golf game.
I will be calling it Upshot Girls, though.
Girl.
Anyway,
good
disc
song.
golf is becoming more and more
I agree with
popular.
Roy. Ixnay on the don't ever say that again.
All in.
Don't do that either. Can we move on?
I'm trying to move on. I make one
Okay, so this
mistake.
is a game. Let me try to bring us back here. This is a game from Nathan McKeon, whose two hobbies, as per what he said, are disc golf and board games.
print
He's like,
plays.
Yep.
I haven't really seen a disc golf game that I've liked, or I guess never really came across one, so he decided to make his own. It seems neat. It absolutely looks like a passion project
Yeah.
for something that, well, for two things, I guess, that he is passionate about. Looks indie, which it is, right? But I think it looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
I like the look of this one.
There's a weird crossover between disc golf and board games.
It really is.
There is.
There's at least 10 stores in America. I mean, Cool Stuff was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sell both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an interesting crossover that I don't see the correlation.
I
but
don't
it's,
either.
You know,
There's a
it's not
correlation.
causation, but there's definitely correlation there. It's interesting.
Yeah, because it's not like it's not as active as
Pickleball.
other sports, but it's probably the same as golf / it's more than bowling or walking up hills and stuff. So it's not like we can be like gamers.
Hiking?
Hiking?
We call it walking hills.
Hiking? What?
No, in disc golf, you walk up and down hills. I wouldn't say you're hiking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No, you're walking.
I
You
wasn't
mean
trying to think of the
other-
word hiking and go, you know that sport where you walk up
Yeah,
hills?
It's not a
Would you like
sport.
to go walking up hills with me?
Not today,
I would-
sir.
Okay, but this right here also, when I saw the video, when you're flipping and they're pretty much just cutouts that are sitting on the table. And I keep thinking, was that chip just going to push that little thing? But it seems to
I mean, it
go
definitely
on
looks
it.
like she said, like passion project, maybe even still prototype,
Yeah.
phase kind of thing. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I think the round around does simulate disc golf pretty well. I like that, whoever has the highest score, took the most shots, goes first next time.
Right.
So that giving them that kind of little bit of catch up mechanism, So I thought that
And-
was cool simulation of
Yeah.
actually
That
playing.
brush where like if you go on the brush, they get to choose which finger you flick with next time. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
never mind.
That's actually not a bad thing.
I like that because I remember some of those flicking games have that, and it's just annoying, but it's like it's pretty funny.
Yeah, don't go
Yeah,
do it.
I would have so many. I'd be like, you're using that finger, but you would only ever use 4 of your fingers if I was picking. All right.
You only get one.
All right, moving on to one of the bigger projects of the week,
Yeah.
Biome. So the thing about Biome, it's interesting because this is a first-time publisher, right? This is their first project.
It's doing well too.
Where are they? It's over here, sorry. Lioness Games. It definitely, at first blush, looks a lot like Earth, right? It just looks like Earth, on first blush, but it's not. What's interesting to me about this game, and there's a lot of things I like about it, but it almost seems... Cutesy's a wrong word, but it's
cute.
Yeah, because just the way that they talk about it, I was like, yes, you get to put baby chicks in here, and then down here, it was just there's a spinner, and I don't think spinners are particularly good. They should be
The
used in
spinner's the
games.
expansion, right? Or the advanced mode or something. Is that right?
I think so.
That's the gist I got.
The problem with spinners is they land on lines. Like this here, it's like, protect your baby animals, point. I don't know. It looks good, but it also looks like it is a first-time project.
Yeah, I could see that, and there's been quite a few of these lately with, Earth, but then just a lot of games that have this kind of setting and vibe and collect animals, cute things, some sort of geometry to the whole thing. This one looks good. I think it's suffering from feeling a little late to the party. Everything here reminds me of something else, and it's not usually a good comparison. Like, I look at the little food things, I'm like, oh, Wingspan. You're going to lose that comparison. You look at the cards and you go, oh, Earth. That's a tough one.
It is interesting how
And so on and so on.
they have the whole, like, I think they said there's predators that can leave other people's and kind of go after yours. More plants you have, you know, they get to hide a bit more in your tableau. I mean, it's a circle of life thing. I don't understand.
I definitely was getting the vibe from it that it's more interactive with the environment. You know, like if you go into the animals and they have babies, which is going to feed into the next round versus,
Right.
you know, if you go into the predators, so you're interacting in a different way. So I did find it a little more varied, I think, in some of the powers and some of the strategy than some of those other games. But
I, you know, even though I think, again, like I said, I think it looks like it's a beginning project, a first-time project, and some of the stuff I'm like, I don't know, but I like the idea of it, and where I have the advantage on Earth for me is Earth is just piles and piles of plants and trees. And I know some
Right.
people love that, but more people love animals.
yeah, it's more about the actual Earth, right? You know, whereas this is more
Yeah.
about the animals and the ecosystems, the biomes, you know,
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So it's a different focus within the nature.
It just drew me. I like Earth. I like Forest Shuffle. I like all that. So I'm trying to figure out if this is going to do something different.
It looks
to
pretty
keep.
cool.
Yeah, I think the artwork's great.
All right, Chroma Arcana. It's a experienced trading card game style play without the boosters, all in one box.
But also a head-to-head thing, or a 1 to 6 player co-op mode against the game. Oh, games. You can't just do one thing, can you?
Yeah, like this 2-player game, I'm like, oh, it looks pretty
That
interesting.
looks good. It looks
1 to
interesting.
6 with expansion. I'm like, no.
It's like
I'm okay with the
against,
game.
you know, all the players against the game or whatever. I'm like, hey, look, I get it. Lots of games have done that. A lot of games have taken their modes and twisted them around after they're proven games. I don't need to buy both of these projects. You know what I mean? They appeal to generally different people. If I want to buy a head-to-head trading card game style project, but all in one, no, not expanding, you know, great. Maybe, you know, I'll be into it. It looks good. Then you pull focus by doing this other thing. It's like, yeah, pick
Well,
one.
happily, that's in the expansion, so I just ignore that.
I guess
I
so.
think the art and the style of the game looks cool.
I think it's really good, especially for these type of games. It's not like super text heavy. You have the one line of text at the bottom. It feels very approachable. I think I am of a different mindset than you guys with the expansion, that co-op mode. I do think that widens. I like that it's in an expansion, so if it's not for you, it's not for you, but it is there because it will widen the general appeal and audience for this, because it's one that, not being into TCGs and these head-to-head, I would love to play the 4-player co-op mode and then maybe try the head-to-head. That's definitely more my entry point into games like
But don't
this.
you think, you said you'd like to try the co-op mode, but don't you think, and I assume that the co-op mode is a tacked-on mode? Because if it's really the best way to play, it would be in the main game.
Not necessarily. I mean, not if it's. It looks like they may be addressing that and making it an expansion. Be like, hey, this is for a different audience. Here's an expansion that's available. So if it's, I think I can see why you would make that assumption, but I don't think it's a fair assumption to generally blanket on everything.
I think it's a fair assumption because that's how it always works. Can you name a game where the expansion that changes the style of the game is a better version than the original? Maybe there's 2 or 3, but I can't think of it ever happening.
Right. I think it's just one of those things we
Magic the
don't
Gathering
know.
is
I don't
one.
know this. We always say it's a first-time creator here, so we don't know much about this company. If it was developed simultaneously for that, or if it was tacked on. I mean,
That being said, I'm super interested in this. I think it looks really cool.
I am too, because
Yeah.
I like the idea of, like we said before, the head-to-head without being a TCG. That's because that's always a deal breaker
where it's
for
like,
me.
here's what you need.
Right, and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to run at it, and I like the whole decisions about discarding cards to get not resources here. I think they call them charges for the spells or whatever.
Charges, baby. You need
so
charges.
I love those decisions.
I do like that gold spells. They start off a little bit like green spells, restoration and conjuration. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Green spells, blue spells. Then we get the gold spells. Bribery. I'm like, all right, that's a new category for spells.
Yeah, I like that.
And fortune. Yeah,
Synergy
I'm going to try
value.
this one.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
a
to
really
try
cool
it.
one. It's a good look.
All right, logic and lore.
This one looked interesting.
This was weird. I got
10 to 20 minutes.
I looked through it. I saw quotes upon quotes, right, from everybody who's like, you gotta get this 2-player game. This is gonna blow your mind. This is one of the best 2-player games I've ever played. Okay, and then I check out the sort of how to play, and it's
Pretty simple.
not just simple. It seems really basic.
Yeah,
It seems simplistic, not just simple. It's like, here's 2 cards. I show them to you. Are they in the right place? No. Are they
Do they equal
next
10?
to each other?
Do they-
Yeah.
equidistant or something. Is that what it
Okay.
is? Yeah.
This is like, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? It's also really simple to play this game. You basically need 20 cards, numbered 1 through 10 twice, and you can try this out. You know what I mean? If you are curious, is my point. Get yourself 20 cards, numbered 1 through 10 twice, and try it out. See if you like that.
I don't know. I like their last game, Way Too Many Cats.
Weird Giraffe?
Yeah, Weird Giraffe. I like that game, so I'm hoping this is another one along
Okay.
that
I like their
line.
fine library.
Yeah.
You know, that was good.
I think
This one just did not captivate me. I don't think I've played any of their other games. What else have they made, actually?
they have made, I don't know if you've played any either.
Wicked and Wise, Fine Library.
Way Too Many Cats, the last one, that's very good.
I haven't tried that
I've
one.
not played Wicked and Wise. Gift of Tulips, I haven't played that
I don't
either.
play that.
I played.
Okay, Tumble Town, I played. That one I liked. Big Easy Busking was almost there. Dreams of Tomorrow, did I play that one? I think so. Or no, I played Stellar Leap.
I don't think I've ever played any of these. No.
Super
no.
Hack Override was
She's
heard a
super
lot about
nice,
Wicked
though,
and-
and I like that she has this...
art style.
No, it's like she's an indie company that feels... I don't know, she has her own branding, and I think
Yeah.
it works.
I heard a lot about Wicked and Wise, and this seems to be kind of a follow-up, at least the look and the vibe. So, yeah, I'd try. You put it in front of me, I'll try it, but it seemed, like I said, simplistic, I thought.
Okay, I think I found it comfortable in the simplicity for the deduction game where you're already going to have a lot of reasoning, but then also memory. Have I asked about that one? What about this? So I think it excels because of that
I think it kind of
simplicity.
took up that whole like the mind area where into the night you want to play something real quick. Try this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
You know.
that's a good call.
Alrighty, well, before we go any farther, let's hear a brief word from the Mr. Mark.
Streed.
This spotlight is brought to you by Veiled Fate Tribunal. This new expansion brings deeper strategy and enhanced deduction to a game that asks one not so simple question: can you hide in plain sight? With more ways to capture the throne, Veiled Fate Tribunal is a collection of 3 full-size expansions and 4 micro-expansions that allow you to craft the perfect combination of strategic deduction for your group. A jealous and vengeful god, Hadria reimagines how players think about earning and losing points. Requiring deeper strategy on every turn, any player above Hadria on the score track at the end of the game immediately finds themselves face to face with Oblivion. 7 asymmetric rolls, the Celestials ask players to amplify both their deduction and misdirection skills. Providing a single player with one of 7 asymmetric win conditions, all other players must outwit their Celestial counterpart in order to have a chance at capturing the throne for their demigod. 3 Titans roam and influence. Servants promote positional strategy to the forefront of gameplay. The 3 servants influence the outcome of quests in the regions that they occupy, while their movements are influenced by you and your opponents. Play like gods with an upgrade fit for the heavens. The Veiled Fate Deluxe City model is a game upgrade like no other. It is a highly detailed model which sits and locks into the middle of your game board. Not only does it look great, but it also has space for age and city cards. With so many enhancements and new ways to play, this is one not to miss. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
Here we go.
All right, let's go take a look at the monthly Button Shy game. This is FantasyForm. So this is almost like not a guaranteed good game, but a guaranteed solid game, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
From
Yeah,
Button Shy at this
they
point.
are pretty solid. All their games are at least solid, for the most part. This is a follow-up to Space Shipped, which I never played. I haven't played
That
that
was
one.
my question.
And this is a solo-only one. It seems to have a lot going on. Maybe a little too much going on for me. I tend to enjoy the Button Shy games on the simpler side. When
Yeah.
it feels like a lot of the Button Shy games, because they're 18 cards, that's the space they have to play with. they tend to do a lot with those 18 cards. Like, this sidebar means this sidebar means this. You turn the card upside down, and now this is something else. Each card has 5 areas, and depending on how you do the
orientation of it, yeah.
This one feels like it lands safely into that camp, so I'm cautiously optimistic. I like them when they're a little simpler than that, but their solo line has been really strong lately. So
This one, for me, I like Button Shy in the fact they don't really do a lot of fantasy-style games, you know? So
thematically?
Yeah,
fantasy?
thematically. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm excited. I'm going to try this. I like their 2-player ones too, though, you know? I think Skulls of Sedlick and all that, but then I'm interested in trying this. I haven't played the Spaceship. I've got the print and play for that. I just haven't printed it.
Oh, really?
Hang on a second. No, not even a little surprised. All right, Realm Runners. This is on Backerkit, and this one is definitely done in the style of, what do you call this?
Neon.
Well, like rock and roll from the 70s.
Psychedelic.
Yeah, kind of psychedelic.
Psychedelia kind of thing.
Like people had this art on vans.
Necromold type stuff.
Yeah.
Necromold. Yeah, this is trippy
There's a lot.
60s stuff, right?
Grateful
I
Dead.
think it kind of lost me right there when you see all of the different ones put together when I realized that you set your own map. It's not like, ooh, we're playing on this map. It's like, ooh, let's have a, medium-sized game, length of time, so we'll do 3 boards. These 3 completely different arts lined up together on the path. I was like, oh, that just, I was a little bit cringed.
I feel like this is
Frog
selling
lore.
based on, the theme, right?
Yeah.
Because the game itself sounds okay.
I couldn't figure out much of the game, to be honest. I was like, just sort of, my eyes were
Yeah.
I couldn't take it all in, you know what I mean? And I like this artwork. I really like it the most out of all of us.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I couldn't figure out the gameplay too much. I was
I
like, whoa.
I definitely had to watch a video.
Did you?
So you have 2
Okay.
cards in hand. You choose one to play, which dictates your movement. You go and you take the token on that spot until you get to the very end, and then it becomes a boss battler cooperatively. It's last man standing. And so it's a boss battler where you roll a dice against the bad guy, and then he rolls against you. Then you roll against him, and first 2, you either knock out or he knocks out. Then once he's knocked out, it becomes last man standing. You go the same dice combat against each other. I was like, oof.
So not a lot of luck. Got it.
Yeah, right. I was
right.
like, ah,
All right.
so that lost me.
Gettysburg, another war game. 2 war games in 1 week.
It's a big jump.
This is from Worthington Publishing. Yeah, but we're kind of just showing these off. We don't make a lot of comments on these because, well, we don't know them as well. Although this one to me looks more interesting than the other one.
I
actually.
agree.
There's more information
Yeah.
on this page also, which I like. This one's a little bit longer. They took their time to show you more of the game.
It's
Looks
card
good.
driven.
This looks really interesting.
I agree.
Yeah, it has these formation markers, which I believe allows some fog of war. Well, I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, cool. Polyhedral Dice Advent-ure, calendars 14 to 16. They are really making a lot of dice.
They really are.
Like, I thought they were making 1 a year. They're not. They're making 3 a year or whatever number
I
they're
do
making.
like this company. I've seen their stuff. I saw their booth at the last time we were at PAX Unplugged, I want to say. They had a booth there. I got a set of dice from these guys actually. You can see it later. It's an Egyptian one. It's like an Egyptian dice bag with a set of RPG set of dice. And they're really cool. They're well made. I like the stuff they've got. They had the dice there at the booth, and I like the look of them a lot. So this is a neat one. Again, I think it's a little weird to buy dice randomly and to open a day, and you're like, ooh, the D8 from a set.
Right.
And then
'cause
I'll get the other ones spread out over a bunch of days.
I guess the fact they put mystery ones in there and random ones in there too, but
That's
you're getting
fun.
a set.
That's the thing. You're either getting a set, which makes it boring, or you don't get a set, which makes it frustrating.
Yes.
I love advent calendars, but my favorite advent calendar is the hot sauce one. I
think I would rather
buy
get
dice.
random, like 24 random dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
would be better. It's not very useful.
I say, yeah, I don't know what I would do with that. I
What
think
if they
that
were all
would be.
D20s or D6s?
Yeah, then yeah. I
Or
don't know.
Weird
It's just
shapes. That I would do.
weird dice.
Oh, I would love
Like
that.
crazy
Yes,
weird dice.
24 weird dice.
Give me a different shape
Yeah.
D6. Gotta be a way.
There's a way, yeah. You can do 3 faces like this and 3 faces like this.
Or put a whole set of dice
Think
in
about
each
it.
one. It's a
We
much
could.
more expensive calendar.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'd
that'd be a
buy
much
it.
more
Would you do that?
expensive.
A what?
If each one had a set of dice in it.
Yeah, but then 24 is like how
I don't
it's
need that
hundreds
much.
of dollars.
Yeah.
I know, but it'd be cooler.
That's the thing, and I agree with you. I could open it up and be like, oh, that's a cool set. But opening up one die feels a little deflating. Still, having said that, I've seen these in person, and I do like them a lot. So if you're someone who wants that little jolt of, ooh, I got to die for the day, and you want to do the
Did I
Advent
just say
thing,
they need
Yeah.
a Lego Advent calendar?
they got those.
Mike, there's like hundreds of those.
But he's saying at the end it makes something.
He was
so
trying
I
to
think
make a
it's
joke.
more.
It was a terrible joke. Terrible
they
joke.
definitely do
make
have
lots
the
of
Lego
Advent
ones.
calendars.
They make Advent calendars of everything.
I like that.
All right, hey, it's our brooding project of the week, The Presence, a Victorian horror board game.
Making bank, too.
I'm not convinced that this is
A good.
that they're using the word semi-co-op in the way that we have termed it.
I
No.
think it's not semi-co-op. I think it's more
Betrayal?
possibility of a traitor, kind of
Yeah,
not
which is
traitor,
different.
but like not knowing where one stands. Not
Yeah, right.
you know,
Or
not
one
not sure if
versus
it's
all.
one versus all or full co-op. And so
gave
it's
you a
not quite semi-co-op. It's more
Betrayal
unsure.
feeling too, didn't it? You're
Yeah,
exploring the house, and then you're also trying to figure out like a mysterium. You're trying to figure out what I don't know.
right. You are trying to like find the keys in order to get out. Maybe more like Obscurio kind of thing.
Right.
But rather than working in pictures, you're working in seeing their spirit presence and interactions. So yeah, I do agree that I don't think it's semi-co-op used correctly. That being said, I think it's a really, I think it's an interesting idea.
I will say I don't like the look of this at all.
Really?
That
You like
makes
the
me
artwork?
sad. I like it a lot.
Do you mean by
I like
it
the
looks,
artwork on it.
It looks. You're
Too
talking
dark?
about the dark look or the graphic design?
Both. The graphic design
It
feels old.
Yeah,
yes.
that I agree on. But I think the look is
And the-
fine. It has
the
a
artwork.
creepy.
Now it looks a little old. Also, actually, it looks like old trading cards. Like the trade. You remember the trading cards in the '90s? The way they had that sort of like artists.
Yeah.
All kind of looked alike, and they had that look. That's what that looks like to me. Old look, the '90s. It looks like a game from the '90s. And the '90s was like 40 years ago now.
That's funny. I really like the art a lot.
Oh, what happened?
30 years ago. Calm
No,
down.
it's like 60 years ago. Okay.
All right. Meeple Inc. So this one, which is getting a lot of buzz, very positive
lot.
buzz, although
Really?
I was going to say, it's getting a lot of buzz from reviewers and stuff, but there's some, you have to kind of look through that and see some positive confirmation bias. It's like if you give a bunch of people a game about an industry they're in. It's about making games.
Right.
So, of course, I'm like, oh, that's my business. Oh, wow, I get these references and everything. I think you'll like it a little more than that. I think
Shelfie syndrome.
this looks
yeah.
okay. I was like trying to figure out who this company was, so I pulled up their webpage here.
Uh-huh.
And they've made Luddite, or I guess that's coming soon, Solar 175. Did you play Floating World, Z?
I think I played it with Mike DeLisio, and we both threw up.
Did you like it?
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
What is going on? Okay, so I don't have a lot of... My biggest concern about this is it's so on the nose with
Yeah.
the board game thing, which is fine. I mean, like this miniature board game shelf and stuff. I'm only going to be able to play this with diehard board gamers.
It
I
is
feel.
limiting in that. Yeah, I think so.
And even like where do they have these golden pairs? I mean, that's definitely a nod towards shut up and sit down.
Right.
With their golden pair.
It just seems like such a giant wink. The self-referential stuff, I hate the title, Meeple Inc.
Yeah.
And you're making...
Maybe I'll like it though. I like board games, and I wouldn't mind playing it.
Do you?
Good.
Sorry.
You're in the right industry.
No, I'm concerned because the board looks messy. It looks very amateur, the design and layout.
I was very overwhelmed looking at the board. It kind of reminded me of Skate Summer, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
But worse. You know, like graphically, I had a really hard time. What's going where? What's just flavor versus what's a worker placement spot in a worker placement game? Where you go and what you do at that spot, that's kind of make or break, like how much that jumps out at you for me, that graphic design. So I don't know, because I also had a hard time kind of figuring out how the whole thing went together. It's like I understand the parts, mostly because I understand the board game industry.
Right.
Not because of this page of the gameplay.
Yeah.
So this was a very much like, I don't know if it is too
I'm 100% going to play
self-referential,
it.
you know, for me.
I don't want- and I hate that.
Thematically, I feel like it is, but also gameplay, I couldn't get a good handle on this one.
There's a lean to the meta
I agree.
too much. Yeah.
I agree with you. When everything's a wink, I'm annoyed. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. It's like, in this game, you make games. You make board games and you try to sell them. See, the game's called Meeple Inc. Get it, Meeples, from games. You want to play a game about games, kid? Like, no.
See, I
Okay.
think that if there's any game you can call Meeple Inc., this would be the one, though.
It's just,
Because it is about making board games. It's not Meeples and Dragons. It's Meeple Inc. It's about
Yeah.
making games.
I don't like, this was bottom 5 for me this week.
Really?
Oh.
Nah, I'm going to play
I
this.
didn't feel,
I
don't feel
I'm not
that. I think
feeling
thematically, I was not very tied to this game. But
'Cause you don't like board games.
Because I don't like board games. I'm very clear. No, but I am, mechanically, I am intrigued by this. I just wasn't quite getting what I wanted to out of the campaign.
Mark Street says, I had a lot of fun playing. Can we get him out of there, please? Can you ban?
Ban. Just click on ban right there. Right there. There it is.
Can you get him out of there, please? Thank you,
Boom.
okay?
Bye, Mark.
Streed!
I wonder why the Golden Pair, but they don't mention, like, shut up and sit down.
You want to get sued, boy? It's a.
I don't know, though. I
it's a
really
Simpsons
do want to
reference.
play this game because of the
Yeah.
theme. I think it would be fun to make board games. It's better than making shirts, for,
Reviews?
whatever.
I would never do that.
Okay.
What else we got?
Now we're going to have fun here.
Because
we're
we
gonna
have to
see
figure out
it's-
which one Mike DeLisio's picking.
Yeah.
Yes. And
This
I
is
bet you somehow, I have not seen his
mentions
video.
both.
He's going to mention both in the
100%.
video.
He's mentioning both. I'm
Okay,
excited to
here we
watch
go.
this
This is
Both
the
the
first.
fun, Mike.
This is the first one, okay? Ostia.
Yes. Hang on,
Only
this-
because you get Aqua Garden? Is that why?
No, you'll see. The next one is also Mike's pick of the week somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And this is 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ostia, I'd never played. I've heard Mike talk about it, but I've heard other people talk about it as well. And it just looks really neat. It looks like a great Euro game. You know, it's got a
Mancala
lot of
game.
mechanisms that speak to me. I love the look. I like what's going on in it. This is one of those indie games that, through word of mouth, really, and, a reprint or two, has kind of gotten on a lot of people's radar, and now
No,
it's on
the,
mine.
This is the first reprint. I'm not missing it this time. I missed
I'm
it
not
last
missing
time.
it either, man. I'm not gonna throw away my shot.
You've got one shot.
Do not lose your chance to eat spaghetti.
I think this looks cool too. I've been wanting to play it.
Is that the right?
Um,
things.
So it's a big giant box, though. It's much bigger than their other games. Aqua Garden's a
It
pretty
is.
small game
Yeah,
compared
this
to
is
this.
a big box.
This is
yeah.
where you can get Aqua Garden too, right? To add it
You
on?
can do that.
I
assume
think
so,
so.
since
Let's take a look here. You can get the standard pledge.
Which is
Deluxe
huge because
pledge.
that's been really
That's
hard
the
to
thing,
get.
it's, like,
been
really hard
It
to
might
get
be an
now.
add-on.
Yeah, but these guys also deliver. I don't see it as an add-on, but it
As
could be on
opposed
the
to
next
pickup?
page.
And to be clear, this is actually for the expansion to Ostia, which is Pirates. But that's mainly, because they have an expansion, sure, but also because they can't really run the same thing again, right?
You're not supposed to. You have to
Oh,
find
yeah.
some way to make it different.
Yeah, so you can get Ostia, though, and you can get the expansion Pirates, which also looks interesting. This is a solid-looking, Rondell-inspired kind of game,
Apparently Mike is bringing it to the marathon, he says.
You will bring it to
Add-ons,
the
there it is,
marathon.
Tom. I think it's the
Yeah.
Ostia series, and then going down, it'll show.
Aqua Garden.
I don't know Biohack either. Sorry, I'm looking at one at a time. She's backseat scrolling over there.
I don't know what's going on.
There's a lot of expansions there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I like Aqua Garden a lot. All those expansions and that's a pretty pricey thing. You don't have to get them all, obviously, but you're going to oh, man, which ones do I get? Because they all had different sea creatures. All right.
And this company has got a good track record. They've delivered well. They've, they're
And they hold their
Oh,
value.
Biohack hasn't delivered yet, says Mike. That's why I haven't played it.
they've got some goodwill.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, the other game Mike's picking for pick of the week is Inventors of the South Tigris. This
How
is
could
the
he possibly pick
third
one?
trilogy.
2 picks of the week.
I'll tell you this. I'm nervous. Shem Phillips games are great. It's very well designed. Everything good about it. You
Blah,
say
blah,
about that.
blah. Yeah, you're doing great.
I like board games.
But
Here's my
hit him with
concern.
it one time. Hit him with it.
All the different previews I saw, people
Make
talking
him
about
sick,
it.
and he hates you.
No. All the
it's
previews
not
says, wow, this is their heaviest game yet.
Yeah.
Is that,
That's
they say that on every
I know.
That's what got me.
But I
At
feel like
some point, you need to downshift.
I feel like the
Yeah,
last
right.
one was my line.
I agree.
I crossed the line 4 games ago.
Okay, well I wasn't.
That's how I felt going into this, not having played many of these. And, we spoke before, I kind of don't know where to start in these
Yep.
lines. Like, where do you start?
Oh,
and
this
now
one.
this one being like, heaviest. I'm like, oh, wait, I'm even further outside now. I'm just like,
It's a bragging point.
I don't know where
That's
to
weird
start.
to me.
Yeah.
That, again, bragging point. That's sort of like, "Rah, rah, rah. This one's even heavier.
Yeah.
Good luck, chump." It's like,
Yeah.
why? What is with that? I don't get that at all.
They're trying to hit that 5.
I will
They're
say
eventually
this.
hit that 5 on BGG.
This might be, again, and this might be the heaviest, but I will say this. This looks way more interesting than the last one. In my opinion, I
Shipwrights?
played the last one. No, not
Oh, no.
shipwrights.
Scholars.
Translators or
Okay.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Translators would not have been a
Yeah,
bad
whatever.
name
The
for
one
it.
where you're taking something in Greek and translating it to something else, and it was fine. It was complex, and the theme was not that interesting, I thought. It's cool in concept.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, people translating things. Do you want to do that? Not really. Can I just walk by and be like, nice job, and keep going? This one sounds like a fun theme. You are inventing stuff. You're testing your inventions. You're publishing about them. It just seems to have a little more levity to it, a little more joy in it. So this is one that I am, again, cautiously optimistic about. I'd like to try it.
6 out
I'm
of
gonna
5.
play it, and everyone's saying it's heavy. I'm gonna play it, and if this is the line, then I'm done, right?
Yeah,
I
this
gotta
is-
finish the trilogy. I gotta see the last game.
You gotta see how it ends.
The second one left me hanging.
Did you play the first one, by the way? The Shipwrights or what it was? The one with the stars, sailing with the stars or
Yes,
whatever.
I actually
What's
like that.
called?
I like that one.
Navigators, something?
I don't remember.
Anyway, that one I want to check out too because I like that theme also.
Yeah.
It's that middle one that I wasn't loving.
Yeah, but I played all his games so far except for the solo one.
Legacy of You.
Yeah, the Legacy of You.
What about Nehemiah or whatever that one's
Ezra
called?
Nehemiah?
Well, it's
Yeah,
not out
is that
yet.
out?
It's not
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, you're a poser.
Anyhow,
If it's not out, you should have still played it. Wayfarers, that's it. These games are scary, and they keep getting scarier. I don't understand. I will say I looked through all the iconography, and none of them did I think that the icons didn't fit. Because there were a couple of those icons in the last one that I was like, that seems...
looks good. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah.
All right, that's the.
How's Mike
report.
going to pick? That's my main question.
Train Rush.
Yes.
So Train Rush.
Yeah.
Who is the publisher of this? It's because that
That was
Train
a
Rush.
new one,
Rushy
wasn't
Duck.
it?
That logo Train Rush looks really similar to a game by Gray Fox Games with the robots and running around and City of Gears.
Oh, yeah.
It has a very similar
Oh,
look.
it does, yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Oh, yes. The city on the big sky, also. The city on the big river.
This looks okay. Unfortunately, I think the graphic design is not particularly well done, or the art. Maybe it's the art more. The graphic design on the board, but it does look like a giant spreadsheet.
Yeah, I think it was not really
cards aren't bad,
congruent. It
but
wasn't
yeah.
really congruent between the two.
I
It
don't know.
seems like
I wonder why this one's not doing so well.
It looks a little bit like a Mr. B game.
Yes. Although these boards look okay.
I'd play a Mr. Bean game.
That's not what I said.
I would also play a Mr. Bean game.
That'd be
but it'd probably come out
fantastic.
from Mattel.
That's true.
Yeah.
With the spinner.
We were watching a movie and he showed up. My son was like, Mr. Bean. I'm like, yes, that's all he is. Doesn't matter what the movie is.
If he's in a serious role,
It's Mr.
still
Bean.
Mr.
I
Bean.
know.
All right, well, that is that game. Let's move on to Dungeons and Lasers 6 Caves.
Oh, man.
I just like showing off terrain.
These are so cool.
They're so nice.
They're so cool. The pre-painted
nice.
ones
Yeah.
look really good.
They're so cool.
I really like this.
You're mocking us, aren't you?
He
They're
is.
so
Pretty
nice.
cool.
He's super mocking us.
They're so cool.
They look.
Yeah, you
These
shut
look
up. See,
awesome.
this
Yeah,
is
you're
cool.
done.
You guys
These
are a
are
bunch
really
of nerds,
good.
okay?
Yes.
Look at this.
You're a bunch of
Proudly.
nerds. All of
Absolutely.
you are nerds.
Whoa.
Wait, is that a castle you can actually build?
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's
you
got
do, like, the different
levels.
layers, yeah.
And you can
I'm
bend
back
it.
in, baby.
It's really cool.
Is this 3D printed stuff?
No, it's
You
molded.
just buy this
You
stuff?
can buy it unpainted or pre-painted, and I thought it was pretty reasonably priced for that as well.
Compared to like what Dwarven Forge.
Now,
yeah.
did they
Right.
explain in here?
Yeah, but you
Here's the thing about the Dwarven Forge stuff.
You can run a car over it, though. That's the difference.
You can.
And I often
Really?
do. If I see somebody else with the Dwarven Forge, I'm like, put that on the ground right now.
Hey, stop wasting ours and the viewers' time. Let us talk about this project.
Go ahead, talk
Shut
about it. Go ahead.
Anyway, Dwarven Forge stuff, they first sold it by the guy who threw it off a tower, ran over it with a car. I bought it, and it's that good.
Really?
It's also really expensive. I bought the first 2 sets. I'm like, I'm going to buy every set. I was like, I will also be dead and broke.
Isn't there like a line though? Like, do you need it that tough?
Huh?
I said, isn't there a line? Like, do you need it
Have you
that
played
tough?
RPG
It's
with
true.
us?
Well,
We're
yeah,
pretty
but it's-
tough
Yeah,
on
I
this
have.
stuff.
I've been there, Joey.
I'm
the
just
entire
kidding. That was a
time.
joke.
It was a bad joke.
So what I did, though, for it is I have it all in a big bin.
Ooh, there's a pretty
And you
one.
just shake it every now and then just to make sure
No, but
it's still.
but it's just all thrown in there. I don't need to be careful and set it down.
That's not
again-
the same as running it over with a car.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, wherever you pass it, it's like, okay, but
I don't
need to
care.
keep
It's still
that.
cool. But for me, I love terrain. Terrain is very fragile, often. Like, especially once it's painted and stuff, it's very fragile, and I don't love that.
Listen.
That's why I bought this. But I want to know how fragile this terrain is.
Back it for $1 in the then go in the comments and ask, can I run over it with my car?
You're not helping.
Right now.
That's true. You could do that, though. He's not wrong.
So here's the thing, though, that attracts me to this over the Dwarven Forge. So I got the Dwarven Forge, and I was going to use it in, like, Descent and other games.
Oh yeah.
But the
Yeah.
wall piece, so you make the cavern, the wall pieces take half of the square.
I don't like that.
And that
Oh.
really bugs me.
Yeah.
So
So
go
what-
on the outside of the wall of those.
No, they
squares?
don't. So if you're building a map according to like I would like pull up the
Yeah.
descent map and build it, I would have to delete those from my head to build like if it's a
Right.
2x2 corridor, it needs to be 4.
Right,
four.
yeah.
And that's
I don't like
weird.
that.
And so I had a problem with that. These walls look like they're on the outside, although they're not split into small squares. They're just splitting these big squares.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good.
That looks so cool.
But I don't think these are made to do like Descent or anything. These are more.
Ooh, Goblin Lair.
They look preset. That's the thing, right?
Can you buy these painted?
It's gotta
I
snap
wonder?
together, right?
You can, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
How much is a pre-painted one?
More.
It can't be that. bad.
It,
Okay.
Wait, is
but
that?
again, for a painted cup,
No,
that's not.
I'm not saying it's not worth it.
No,
I
I'm
think
saying
it's worth it.
I'm saying
I just don't
I think
have the
that
money
is.
for it.
I think that's reasonable for something pre-painted like this.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. No, it is a lot. I'm not saying it's not a lot, but I'm saying for a
Listen.
pre-painted, hand-painted thing like this is really
I will
not a
paint
bad
them for
price.
you.
You will not.
Oh, here we go. Oh, crap. There's a gelatinous cube.
I want
Ah,
him.
crap. This is Tom's favorite thing,
If
y'all.
it's a dice jail, that would
If
be
you
even
see
better.
Tom at any convention, give him a gelatinous cube.
I have. Yeah.
I hope at the next convention you're at, you have to come back with like 32 gelatinous cubes.
I
would.
too wish this.
Hey,
This
you
is
haven't
his
run
thing.
across one in the RPG yet.
No, you're right. We did run across a men's
Today at
warehouse,
1.
though.
Alrighty. Mike, so I can buy an actual dungeon for $420. Let's not go there, Mike. I'm not coming to visit your house. All right. Let's go back to Mr. Mark, and then we'll come back and take a look at other stuff.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower Preview Recap. Alita and I are back, and we have a few games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Galactic Cruise. Now, this is a big Euro game, but the theme totally shines through. You are using your workers to put together the best spacecraft on a leisurely space cruise, or maybe not so leisurely. Depending on the type of passengers you're after, will determine what type of cruise you're going to go on, what type of marketing, and how you put together the best compartments for those passengers. And next up we have Roth, which has all kinds of really cool different character player abilities, as well as being an area control. You're trying to control the areas to get the resources and to take control and get points for the end of the game. But you're going to be using a dice pool, drafting a dice pool to perform your actions and get your resources. And it is just simply a beautiful game. And lastly, we have Meeple Inc. Now, this is all about creating board games. This is a worker placement game. You're going out to the factory floor, trying to get all the things you need to create the ultimate board games. But you're actually physically doing so. You have got a box, components that you're putting into the box, you're assembling it all, and you're doing it around your table with all your experts. Just an incredibly cool way to do this type of game, as well as what's neat about it is just the tactile experience. You actually have shelving to put these boxes on and get points and so forth. So lots of neat things about this one. Definitely check it out. And so for my pick of the week, now this was incredibly difficult because every one of these games I want to have in my collection. Now I'm going to give it up for Galactic Cruise because this is like their first game, and it is just incredibly impressive. From the mechanisms all the way down to its presentation and the graphics and artwork, they have just knocked it out of the park with this game. You really need to check it out. And I'm not a big Euro gamer, but this one definitely has me. The theme really does shine through. Alright folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. Alright folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
All right, folks, you like robots? Because
Yes.
it's time to talk
I
about
do.
robots.
Yeah,
First of all, do you want to turn your phone into a robot?
No.
I do.
My phone is a robot, as far as I know.
Yeah, but now you can make it mobile, so at night you can be like, I'm out of here.
I'm
Just like-
watching you sleep.
This video
I
is.
think our phones watch us sleep now as it
What
is.
if I put it face down?
Do you?
100%.
Do you really?
The new Apple phone, you put it there, it's a night clock. It's great. That's like the best feature.
The
of
watches do
You
that
have to
too.
have a new phone for that, okay?
Yes. You're shaming me for having a
I'm
new
shaming you
phone.
for having the best new phone, okay? But also, I'm going to shame you for not having this yet. You're behind the curve.
I don't want this.
You don't? It looks kind of cute. You can
Okay.
pet it and stuff.
It's gonna run my phone battery out like mad.
So
If
does
you
that-
turn it this way, though, it charges it. And then you turn it back that way.
But it
to
wanders
play with
around
it.
your desk as you're working. Is that not the most distracting thing?
It's like a cat. Did you
Is
see
it
like
gonna
got
roll
mad?
off?
No. It
cat,
actually
yeah.
sees, but it's a cat. Like it'll go and it'll like push something and then look at you, and then go and push it again. I'm like, phone's going across the room. I was like, no.
It's like it's
Did he
weird.
just toast his cat?
Yeah.
He did. That's
It watches
yeah.
you like drink. You can pet it and stuff.
Yeah.
Every time we see one of these, I just get sad.
Right.
This is just sad. Also, it's not going to work this well. This is all fake. Okay, let's start right there. This is going to take years for it to get to you. The software is going to be old and
Yeah.
probably obsolete by the time you get it. And it's just sad. Just come on. The guy's like stroking the screen and stuff.
This is August of this year.
It's so angry.
That's a lie, Vassal. That's what's
Yeah,
called
it
a
does.
lie.
It gets angry, Joey, and turns its back on you, and then you pet it, and it like gives you a mean look. And I'm like, this is 2 minutes of fun, haha. Then I'm done.
Good point.
This is not.
It can't be. Oh, it's only 120.
Get a cat. All right. How about a robot that mows your lawn? And this is not even the first time we've taken a look at one of these.
No.
Someone was saying, I saw this on Facebook, and people always come in and really beat up these in the comments.
Yeah,
They're like, this only works when your grass is already fairly short.
probably.
But if you have it
Keep it
set to
going.
be once a week, twice a week in the summer, something like that. Again, we live in Florida here. We do have to mow that often.
That would have to be
We do
once-
have to mow that often.
That would have
That's
yeah,
true.
but then it is always going to be that short.
If I
You
could
know,
put my
I'm
foot-
more worried about like, what about your trees that have the roots coming out of the ground?
Yeah,
Can I go
that's
over that?
true.
You know, I mean, this would not work in East Tennessee.
And what about dog poop and stuff? Is it no to avoid that?
Nope.
No.
If I could put my phone on this, go mow.
This is one of those things that I
would be-
love. I'm a sucker for this idea.
Really?
Absolutely. In the same way of like a robot vacuum, in the house. I just don't know that they work well enough. I don't know that we're there
Oh.
yet.
Yeah.
You need to
know.
have a very specific lawn
That's it. Yeah.
for this to be your go-to lawn care, guy.
The
I
cookie
mean,
cutter
I
house.
like, yeah.
Like the one in the picture here.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
And that's cool. I mean, if it
Yeah.
works, It would be neat. It's also very expensive. And you needed to, you got to have the right space for this to be your only go-to.
Yeah.
I agree. The roots are going to mess with it. Who knows what.
Right.
But it seems well put together, at least the video. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, so I'm like 200% all in on this if it worked.
I do like that it
200% do not
avoids
think
the
it'll work.
kids. It would be interesting to see how dogs would react to this.
Oh, I think we know exactly how they're going to react.
Well,
They're going to poop in its way and be like,
Have you ever done like an RC car? I used to like exercise my dogs that way, just sit back there with an RC car and watch them run in circles.
Exercise
Chase
your
it.
dogs?
That's how I'd exercise my
It's the
dogs.
kind of way to say
I
terrorize
didn't
my
want to go for a
dogs.
walk with them.
My
Oof.
RC car.
All right, we're done with robots briefly.
This is great.
Now, here's a new way to eat cereal, and this one's doing very well.
I'm very confused by this. Can you guys help me out here?
I think it's doing well because it showed like all these talk shows. Like it had been on like the Drew Barrymore show. It had been on, so I think maybe USA Today, something like that. But other than that, I'm like,
This is an as
how?
seen on TV product.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up.
Yeah. Also, that's skim milk, which is gross.
I just want to have
It does
this.
look-
Yes.
it looks off. Yeah,
That
it
is-
looks off.
This is what on a plane. Imagine the guy next to you
Where
on
you
the
getting the
plane.
milk from?
Guy next to you on the plane just opens this up. He's like, I'm about to have some cereal.
Right.
Where's the milk come from?
I don't know.
What do you mean you came
point.
on
You
with
bring-
it?
You can't get that
can't-
milk through security.
You can't have a
Good
skim
point.
milk because it's not milk.
You can't get liquid through security.
Unless you carry,
What about
carry like a
powdered
baby.
skim milk?
You can't if you travel with a child.
You're making milk in the
You're
back.
nasty.
This does
You are nasty.
It
You're doing
does
all
look like powdered milk, though.
It does.
Now that
Made
you
it
say it.
nasty.
No, but
Nastier.
seriously, my question is
Yeah.
seriously, what? I'm confused. It's two containers, right? In the
Right.
middle,
Yeah.
in the main cylinder, let's call it. You fill that with your favorite cereal, which I
Apparently
guess
it's
is Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
All
it
this guy cares about is Fruit Loops.
It looks good in the shot. And then on the outside is another cylinder, and the space between the two you fill with milk.
Yes.
So you drink milk. Explain this to me. Really, I don't get it.
Do you mix it in your
drink
mouth?
milk, and then you open up the cereal one and put some of that in your mouth and like.
Yes,
like the
I
Joe,
think that's
like-
how it works.
Is that the thing?
shake
Kind of
it.
like from Blossom? The guy who would do that on Blossom?
How do you that? Wow, you pulled that. Did
You
it?
remember that? What is it? He would
do
do
not.
milk and chocolate or whatever, and he'd go like that and then drink it?
We need to stop.
No.
Am I
Really?
thinking of the wrong show?
I don't know.
Help us comments. Okay,
Blossom.
Awesome.
The guy who'd go like, whoa, that guy
But
from
what's-
Blossom a decade ago.
I think Blossom's more than a decade ago. now.
3 decades ago. I don't know. This looks weird.
So it doesn't mix inside the thing? There's not like
No,
you
it
pull the
doesn't, but you
chamber-
can do that. You can open it up and get a little dribble of milk while the cereal falls in your mouth.
It's gonna fall over.
You can also,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
spill this all over right
Yeah,
there.
you can also open them up individually, which I would do is like make the cereal and then pour the milk in, but I don't.
Why do you have to need
Then
this
why do you
container?
think? I guess because
yeah.
it's then one container, and you can also take to the gym with water in it. Not if it had Fruit Loops in it. No.
Is that Ike from Blossom
to the gym.
or Luke from Blossom?
like
from Blossom. Like. L-I-K-E.
The guy's name was Like.
no. as
Oh
in
my goodness, what is happening right now?
Joey Lawrence. Thank you. Yes. Joey was the character's name. Yeah, he would do that with
I did not
milk
watch
and
Blossom.
like
I did.
whatever.
Oh, Mike said you
So
could fill the
Leo
central container with
Moonfry.
ribs.
out of the barbecue
Barbecue
sauce.
sauce.
That's more functional than
That's
milk and
disgusting,
cereal.
dude.
Yeah.
That's a lot of barbecue sauce.
Ugh.
All right, Joey, you're the coffee guy.
Apparently I'm not.
That's what
You're
crowdsurfing
a
has taught
hack.
you.
You're a hack.
I
when it
know.
comes to coffee,
The
yeah.
more of this, I really think
I
I'm a
love
pretender.
But the last time we had a coffee thing, people in the comments were shaming us, saying, "Lay off coffee drinkers." So this must be amazing. That's all I'm gonna say.
I have never seen someone do this to their coffee before. I don't know. I mean, I actually know coffee drinkers, and I know some pretty snooty ones. You know, I'm just going to say it. They're the ones that they know their coffee. None of them have ever done the whole
Drinking
wine
like
thing.
wine there, right?
Yes.
They are, yeah,
I was
yeah.
very confused by this. I love the
And they're-
video too. In the video, like the voiceover says, "They have never before has this concept been possible."
Oh, yeah.
Like
Never
that,
been
whatever. It was
possible.
some
Not
like
until NOMADE,
highfalutin
but yeah.
sentence that basically said as much. Like this has never been possible until now. What are they talking about? Well, the cup has a couple of little things that come in the side, and when you swish it, the coffee hits that and just aerates.
Aerates.
It
Yeah,
aerates
it
a little
aerates
bit.
it. Yeah.
You can also just do that with what's called what's the word? A spoon. Get out of my face.
Yeah, but you don't need to carry the spoon around, and it won't stab you in the eye when you drink.
This is so dumb.
Have you ever
So
drunk and
dumb.
got stabbed in the eye with a spoon?
Oh, so many times. Chocolate milk. That's why I stopped drinking it. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is so bizarre. It's like, this is the way to drink coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
How about an all-in-one
This is
daily
so great.
travel hoodie?
Oh, I hate
The
this.
flasher.
It's making a lot of money, though.
This is amazing,
This
man.
is
He's got
so great.
pockets for days.
He's got a laptop in his belly bag.
Okay, so
One pouch
That thing's
that he
so
opens up,
heavy.
and it flops down from the, and there's a whole laptop in there. Yeah.
This is like a 25-pound jacket.
Oh,
So
at
I
least.
bought
It's so
off
bad.
Kickstarter. I don't know if you remember. I bought a suit coat
That's
like
right,
6
yeah.
years ago that was like you can carry an iPad in your suit coat. And it has a big pocket. So I bought it, put the iPad in, and then you go like this.
Yeah, right.
Because you should be carrying iPads in your pockets.
This is why I want more girth in my midsection. That's what exactly what I
You
want.
and I need
Yeah,
that
right.
one.
Just like I love it. And look at this. Look at this stuff. I love the one shot of the guy in the office who's pulling out dongles and like
know.
SD cards from his pouch.
I guess you don't need a backpack.
You do. You really do. You cannot just have all these things around you like this.
Oh, magicians would eat this up. It's funny when you're backstage, you're doing like a group of the magicians. You always look at somebody like, "Oh, you're doing a dove act? How do you know?" Like, well, first of all, your jacket's fluttering. But yeah, it's like this is.
It's wild.
16 pockets. Man,
$160,000.
in the 80s for having one pocket.
Oh, but this is a pocket you
Look
Look
at
can.
at this. He's got a carabiner in there.
You can put it.
Look at this. He's got legal papers in one of those. Look at that. He's going to his lawyer. Look at this.
But the best part is
Like, we're going to settle.
you can
I
put it in the
love it. I
pocket
love it.
from the front and then get it out of the pocket inside.
I gotta see the one guy with the dongles at the office. That's my favorite.
Oh.
Oh, look at this. Look at that. How many
You would
features
forget
there
where
are.
stuff
Oh,
was.
you
That's what I was
totally
thinking.
would.
It's like, where's my pen? Hold
Oh,
up.
gee.
You have to frisk
Like,
yourself
yeah,
every
yeah.
time you grab
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to need some privacy for
Look
this.
at this stuff.
Like,
Gonna have to ask you to leave.
can you close your eyes? I got to find my pen.
It's just everywhere. This guy's carrying a lens in there.
Oh,
Come on, no. No way.
he has a DSLR in there.
There's no way, man.
It's not a point and shoot. That's a.
You're gonna be. I mean, you like you said, you had just an iPad and you were weighed down.
Right.
These guys are carrying large amounts of equipment.
Yeah.
This, oh, can
Look at this.
I want him to go through one security.
Yes.
This
Yes.
theft-proof
Amazing.
compartment.
Yeah, well,
This
they have to say that.
this guy's the best. She's sitting there like, you're embarrassing me, Bill. Oh man, I love it.
Mike, hold on. My slow cooker pocket is ringing for some reason.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Last project, the Smash Stopper 8-in-1.
I 100% want to play with this. Like, I don't understand how
Smash
it
it.
works from the video. Like, how can it do all these things it says it can do? If you get
Is it a
this.
plunger without a stick?
No.
Oh,
No, it's not
goes,
because it has an inner ring too. It can go like even on top of it says. Let me back up. Hold on.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it can't.
It says that it can even go on top of like a glass and that kind of stuff and still seal. Like 100%, we need this in the office, and I will not waste. Utilize 1 hour of my workday going around all
we
over the office.
need more than one. I don't want something that goes from a drain plug to a coffee cup.
Yeah, it's like it
fine.
works in the
No,
back
it's
of the
fine.
door
door.
stop.
Let me see your
don't worry
coffee.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Like, yeah.
Okay, but would
Oh.
like, here, cover your coffee with this. And you're like, where's that from? Oh, we keep it in the kitchen drain.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes the bathroom.
Yeah.
Also,
Cover your coffee.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
also sometimes to hang my apron on the fridge. You know, I don't know. Don't ask me where it's been.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I agree that most drains suck. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I absolutely want to play with this. 100%.
Can it smash nuts?
The seal thing, the whole you push it down and then it just
Well,
it pushes itself down. I don't think it doesn't seem like a good seal.
I don't see how it could be universal. Right. Yeah.
I agree.
But if so, I've got
It's
about
not
3
expensive,
drains at
so I
home I can
mean,
try this on.
You're-
they
get a
definitely,
couple?
they definitely have priced this to sell at whatever it is replaced by.
Oh, this will
Works.
be at
Five
Walmart
Below.
or whatever Russ,
Yeah.
you're checking out. Yeah.
You're right. This is a Five Below item.
Yeah.
And it definitely is it from the same company that did the Nut Smasher? Because it looks like them.
It does look like you can pull up and just.
Is it?
Oh, that's how
No, I
it
don't
is to
think it
clog
is,
your
but it's
drain.
Come on,
Boom.
Yeah, it does.
Please
Done.
be. They created 9.
Oh, please.
We're getting it.
We're getting
Oh, that made me so happy. Yes.
Okay, that's it. Pick of the week, yo.
They- oh,
Pick
what
of the
I'm saying.
See if you
week.
can get the rest of the stuff.
repurposed
Oh, they also made
the
those
design.
stupid little oven mitts that were 2-fingered.
This is my
Wow.
new favorite company.
I love these guys.
copy.
Wow.
Can you subscribe to the company?
Can you subscribe? Crap
All
of the month.
right. Picks of the week
my
here. Let's start
goodness.
with
Mike,
Mike's.
right?
Hey there, everybody. Mike DeLisio from the Dice Tower Midwest Annex. My crowdsurfing pick of the week is going to be the Ostia Pirates expansion and reprint. Ostia is a game that was kickstarted in the last couple of years. I absolutely adore it. It's in my top 100. Fantastic game. And this expansion looks to add to that. Adds a little bit of like a corruption mechanic. Looks very cool. But also, you can get reprints of Ostia, which a lot of people now want to have a copy of that they've played it. You can get Aqua Garden, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's my pick of the week. Although I'm also backing Inventors of the South Tigris. We know that's going to be a great run campaign. All right, let's see what everyone else has to say.
In there. I'm so proud of you, Mike.
We're like, oh, he did it.
I have to apologize publicly.
No, you can't do it.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So who was going first?
I am going to go because I'm picking the same thing. I'm picking Ostia.
I thought you might because you said
Yeah, it looks
really
good. It looks really good. The Pirates expansion looks neat. I'm mostly picking this because of the original game, I'll be honest. I haven't played that yet, and I'd like to. So I'm digging the vibe here. It looks like a Euro game with ideas that we've kind of seen in other ones, but mixed in its own, like sort of brought together, and then the parts come together in a different way. I think the fact that it's from someone who is not from Europe and sort of influenced by those exact same ideas that percolate there is giving this a different feel. I'm really excited for it. I love the look. Aqua Garden, I was not enamored by. There's something about the look of that game that I'm just not teased by. This one I am. This one I'm like, oh, I like what's happening here. Yeah.
All right, Joey.
I'm doing presents. I do think that looks good. I don't know why. I like the artwork on it. I'm
yours?
very hopeful on this one because it gives me that betrayal with. I like the whole fact that you've got someone that's the ghost. You don't know if they're good or bad, and I'm hoping that it's very thematic as far as the storytelling. So the story is going to let how this person became a ghost, how it gets
Well, that's what
unraveled.
you're trying to find out. And so
Yeah.
I'll say this is my pick of the week as well here. That's what you're trying to figure out. Is you have to go through and collect these clues to find out their backstory, to find out if
Right.
they're good or not. And they know they don't. And they're putting their presence out and trying to influence you one way or the other. They can't talk to you because they are a spirit. You know, and I think thematically it really sounds like there's that good. The mechanisms make sense because of the theme.
Right.
And as I was going through, and I'm there with you. I thought it looked really good. I like the art in this. I will agree. I think the graphic design is a little bit of a miss, especially with how dark it is. It doesn't jump as much as I would want, but I do think the art is great. I think the not semi-co-op, not hidden trader, not possible trader, that possible, just that angst that's going to come with you don't know, you need, even if
Right.
they aren't for you, you do need to glean, if they're against you, you need to glean information from them to try to figure out their backstory. I think there's a lot of cool things happening in this one.
And this one, the word semi-co-op had me out, and then when I realized what it meant, I was back in.
Right,
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
this is
Yeah.
a really good mechanisms and thematic integration of this one that has me excited.
No.
All right, I'm going to pick Biome. I know that I'm getting a little tired of
Nature.
nature themes for
Walking
sure.
up hills.
Not hiking,
That's
though.
my
Still
sport.
in on that one.
Walking up hills.
That's why I live in Florida.
Which I never could do here in Florida. But I like the idea of the ergonomics of the way things work. You have mice that are getting eaten by the owl.
Right.
That's interesting to me. And it looks It really looks like Earth, but with animals.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
with
it
nests
does.
and with meeples. I'm okay with that.
Looks cute.
And bunnies.
Definitely has a strong Easter theming on it with these bunnies and chicks everywhere.
The Watership Down expansion.
Yeah.
I just tend to like games with animals more than plants.
It's cute too.
Well, I don't think the chicks are gonna, dance out of the nest like
noise.
that.
No.
Like
No,
that.
it
But
depends. Get the deluxe.
I get the little robot thing. So, like I said, I feel like there's some. It looks like a new project from a new company. It does look like that, but I'm hopeful that it's still good beyond all that. And obviously, a lot of people like it. So. Alrighty, folks. Well, that
doing
is
well.
it for another Crowdsurfing. We'll be back. We got 3 more live things this week. We got Crowdsurfing tomorrow morning. And
What? No.
did I
Smorgasbord.
say Crowdsurfing? Sorry, we're in Crowdsurfing.
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord tomorrow morning. And tomorrow afternoon at 1, we are continuing on our 4 Coins RPG live.
It's
What will happen next?
Starting the second season, right?
The second, yeah, sort of.
It is.
Yeah.
We're starting the next break.
Oh, we get
After
to level
that.
up, right?
Oh.
You didn't tell me what
We're
level you
level
are
up?
yet.
I think we're leveling up, right?
I don't think we did
I level up. You guys want to level up?
I don't think.
I don't ask anymore. I
I'm
just
all
do
in for
it.
leveling up.
I'll be level 20
leveling up.
in a couple
I
months.
don't care what level you are.
Yeah, you're going to die.
I don't think we leveled up last time.
Anywho, and then on Friday, we're playing the
Veiled Fate.
Veiled Fate with the new expansion. So join us for that. Also, many other reviews. We'll see you next time. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Joy Evans.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia.
Woo! Upshot, girls.
No.